Have you ever thought about the trillions of tiny heroes living inside you? No, I'm not talking about a sci-fi movie. I'm talking about your own cells. Every single day, countless of them make the ultimate sacrifice, a deliberate choice to die, just to keep you safe and healthy. This isn't a tragic accident. It's a beautifully orchestrated process called apoptosis, or as I like to call it, the story of cellular suicide. Now I know what you're thinking, suicide? That sounds dark. But in the world of our cells, it's one of the most heroic acts imaginable. It's a fundamental part of what keeps us alive, a form of biological sacrifice that's happening inside you right now. So what is apoptosis? Imagine it's a cell's pre-programmed self-destruct sequence. Unlike a messy, chaotic death called necrosis, where a cell bursts and spills its guts out causing inflammation, apoptosis is a clean, quiet, and orderly affair. The cell receives a signal, either from within or from its neighbors, that it's time to go. Once the signal is received, a cascade of events begins. Think of it like a demolition crew for a single building. The cell's internal skeleton, its cytoskeleton, starts to break down. The cell shrinks and pulls away from its neighbors. Its precious genetic material, the DNA inside the nucleus, gets neatly chopped up into tidy little fragments. Then the cell's outer membrane starts to bubble and bleb, packaging all the internal components into small, bite-sized parcels called apoptotic bodies. Why go through all this trouble? Because this cleanup process is crucial. These little packages are like neatly tied trash bags left out on the curb for collection. Specialized immune cells, the garbage collectors of our body called phagocytes, come along and gobble them up. No mess, no fuss, no inflammation. It's the most polite way a cell can exit the stage. This process is constantly happening. During our development in the womb, apoptosis is the master sculptor that carves our fingers and toes out of the paddle-like structures we start with. The cells in the webbing between our digits receive the signal to die, and voila, we have individual fingers. Without this cellular sacrifice, we'd all have webbed hands and feet. But the heroism doesn't stop there. Apoptosis is our body's first line of defense against two of our greatest enemies, viruses and cancer. Let's talk about viruses first. A virus is a hijacker. It breaks into a cell and turns it into a factory for making more viruses. If left unchecked, one infected cell can release thousands of new viruses, which then go on to infect neighboring cells, and the infection spreads like wildfire. But our bodies are smart. The infected cell can sound the alarm. It can display little pieces of the virus on its surface, like waving a red flag that says, "I'm compromised." This flag is spotted by killer T cells, the security guards of our immune system. When a killer T cell sees this, it doesn't try to cure the infected cell. It knows it's too late for that. Instead, it gives the cell the kiss of death. It delivers a signal that triggers the cell's apoptosis program. The cell, in its final act, obeys. It initiates its own self-destruction, taking the virus factory down with it. It sacrifices itself to prevent the virus from spreading and infecting the rest of the body. It's a single cell choosing to die to save the entire organism. How incredible is that? Now, let's look at cancer. Cancer begins when a cell's DNA gets damaged or mutated in a way that makes it divide uncontrollably. It ignores all the signals telling it to stop, growing into a tumor that can invade tissues and spread throughout the body. Our cells have multiple safety checkpoints. If a cell detects that its DNA is damaged beyond repair, it's supposed to trigger its own apoptosis. It's a built-in safety mechanism to eliminate potentially cancerous cells before they can cause harm. It's the cell recognizing, "I'm broken. I could be a danger to the whole system. It's better if I remove myself." The problem is, cancer cells are renegades. One of the hallmarks of cancer is its ability to evade apoptosis. They essentially find a way to cut the wires of their own self-destruct system. They become immortal, refusing to die when they should. This is why many cancer treatments, like chemotherapy and radiation, work by inflicting so much damage on these rapidly dividing cancer cells that they are forced to undergo apoptosis. We are essentially trying to re-engage that self-destruct sequence that the cancer cell has switched off. So apoptosis is a delicate balance. Too little of it, and you can get cancer or autoimmune diseases where the body fails to clear out rogue cells. Too much of it, and you can have conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, where precious brain cells are lost. The body is constantly walking this tightrope, ensuring that just the right number of cells die at just the right time. When you think about it, there's a profound philosophy here. We often think of life in terms of survival of the fittest, of competition. But deep within our biology, at the most fundamental level, is a story of cooperation and sacrifice. A story where the individual unit, the cell, is willing to perish for the good of the whole community, which is you. These cells don't have consciousness, of course. They don't feel fear or courage. It's all just complex biochemistry. But the metaphor is powerful. It's a biological system built on the principle that sometimes the most important thing a part can do for the whole is to gracefully step aside. Every day, about 50 to 70 billion of your cells die this way. That's billions of tiny, silent sacrifices, ensuring your skin renews, your gut lining stays healthy, and that potential threats are neutralized before they can even start. The next time you look in the mirror, remember the unseen army within you. Remember the quiet heroes that are constantly sculpting, protecting, and renewing you from the inside out. They are the cells that die so that you can live. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world of our cells. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the amazing world of science. See you next time.